So I'm in a long distance relationship, guys. In a long distance relationship, and we met online. Okay. We met online, and I had a list of questions to ask him. So I had to write it on my phone, and I we were chatting one day, and I said I have to ask him these very important questions. And then we got talking. So I asked him, I said, what does he do for a living? And he told me what he did for a living. He said he was a businessman. He has a lot of money, and he has his own house. He has an estate. He just told me about his financial situation, which was really, really nice. Like, I don't want to be poor. Like, I want to be comfortable when I get married, because I'm holding it up myself. I'm doing good for myself as well. So I asked him about his family dynamic, and he said he has two sisters, a brother, and his parents, and everything is fine. And then we got talking, and then I asked him, to send me a picture of himself. At least let me see the person I'm talking to. So he sent me the picture, and guys, he's so handsome. When you say somebody's handsome, he's every girl's dream, handsome guy. And we got talking, and then we got to know each other so well, because I was asking him about a lot of things. I wanted to know, like, is he a good person? Will he be very open to a lot of things when it comes to like dating? And he told me everything. And he even told me that he could cook and he could clean, and and then we got talking all the time. Like, we're just talking about ourselves and all that. And then he asked me a question like, will I marry him? Guys, I said yes. I said yes, because we've been talking for a long time. And I mean, anytime he calls, he's always sending me something, like maybe flowers. Somebody will bring flowers to my house from him. He will send me gifts, and he will send me everything and all that. And now my parents even know him. They've heard about him, and he's going to propose to me. God, I'm so, so happy. I can't wait, guys. So, Auntie, did you ask about his genotype? Did you ask him his genotype? You were asking him about his financial situation. You were asking him about you want to see how he looks and all that. He can cook and clean. Did you ask him about his genotype? Because when you end up marrying him and you have children, do you know that your children could end up with sickle cell anemia if you don't know his genotype and you don't know your genotype? If you are AS and he's AS, you can have all the chances to have a child with sickle cell anemia. If you are AA and he's AA, you are good to go. If you are SS and he's AS, or he's SS and you're AS, you can have a child with sickle cell anemia. Do you know that? Did you think about that? Was that the first question you asked him? That's the first question you should have been asking him, my dear. That's the first question you should have been asking him. Because with all the money and all the love and all the cooking and cleaning, if you bring into the world a child with sickle cell anemia, you're going to bring in a warrior. The child is going to have struggles for the rest of their life. I'm telling you, sickle cell anemia is no joke. Warriors will tell you the pain, the struggle, the financial drainage, everyday living in torture. Look, in the world today, I think about 2 people have been cured of sickle cell, or 1 person sickle cell anemia, through blood transfusion and a lot. But it took a lot. So the question you're supposed to be asking your beautiful, handsome man, one important question would be, what is your genotype? What is your genotype? And once you know that genotype, then carry on with all the investigation. But knowing your genotype and knowing his genotype is very, very important. I mean, we are living in a world where there's a lot of awareness now. There's no excuse. You cannot excuse yourself now, because a lot of people have made videos like this one, trying to make people know, aware of the risk of having a child with sickle cell anemia. So you have no excuse. Not like the time of our parents, when a lot of parents did not have excuse. They had no awareness. They had no awareness, so they had a lot of excuses. Like, they could say, we didn't know, like, they didn't know. They were just unaware. Some of them will have children with sickle cell anemia. They would only know after 10 years. After the child is 10 years, that's when they will start seeing that, oh, this child is a sickler. There's something wrong with this child. This is sickle cell anemia. So they didn't know. 100% they didn't know. But nowadays, if you have a child with sickle cell anemia now, you are careless. Yes, you are careless. I know there's gender selection now and there's all other things, but it doesn't come easy. So knowing your genotype is the biggest advantage. Once you know your genotype, once you know his genotype, a lot of trouble when it comes to sickle cell anemia will be wiped out. But if you don't know your genotype and that man that you met online that you are going to marry and you are already happy and excited without knowing his genotype, you're going to be in so much pain when the time comes and you have a child with sickle cell anemia. So guys, if you are young and you know somebody who's young, always let them know about the dangers of having a child with sickle cell anemia. Because warriors are they are going through a lot. They are going through a lot. So when you see a sickle cell warrior in pain, they are in pain all the time. They're in and out the hospital. That billionaire, his resources is gonna be drained from going from one appointment to the other, from one hospital visit to the other, looking for cure, looking for, oh my goodness. Even the love will not be there anymore because you have a child with sickle cell anemia that has taken everything away from you. So we have to know our genotype, okay? Young people getting married, always know your genotype. It's your number one. Once you know your genotype, then like I said, start your other investigation. That's fine. Man, know your genotype. Woman, know your genotype. When you meet a woman, know her genotype. When she meets a man, know your genotype, okay? And make sure you are checking it very well and investigating that person is telling you the truth. This is their genotype. And you know that that's their genotype, okay? Genotype is very important. If you are SS, you can have it. Definitely, all your children will be SS. If you are, when you are SS and he's SS, your children will be SS. When you are AS and he's SS, there will be a sickle cell in the family. When there's AS father and AS mother, there's a chance of having a child with sickle cell anemia. When there is AA genotype and AS genotype, you are good. When there's AA genotype and AA genotype, you are good. So make sure, especially people who already know their genotype. They already know that they are AS. So you want to be asking that question immediately you meet somebody because you already know that you have a trace in there. You are AS. So if you meet somebody with AS, definitely you might have a child with sickle cell anemia. The odds are high. So you know you are AS, so you are going to be asking somebody who's interested in you or you're interested in the person, what is your genotype? Number one question. All right? So it's very, very important to know our genotype. Just give this awareness to somebody. Let somebody know that they have to know their genotype.